So is this a tradition now, where I just talk about how much I hated the episode? God damn, this... Ah, man. Well, I'll try to be a little bit positive. So let's start off with the positive. Coincidentally, the best things about this episode were the things that were not in this episode. First of all, no Dorne. Beautiful. These are good changes. Second of all, they didn't show Lyanna. They didn't show us R plus L equals J. Thank Christ. If they reveal that sometime this season, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Although they did show Lyanna in the previously on, so damn it. I mean, they're gonna reveal it this season. I bet that might be either the climax of the season or something. Like the big climax of the season is gonna be the battle for Winterfell, Bastard Bowl 2016. But maybe Bran's climax will be discovering Jon's parentage. Maybe that'll be Bran's climax of the season. Number 3. No Brienne of fucking Tarth. That was gorgeous. Number 4 also wasn't in the episode, but in the next time on, we're going to see Sweet Robin again. Hell to the yeah. My man Sweet Robin. You know Preston's going to be pleased. Oh, man. Let's see. What else? I think it would be cheating if I said something else that I saw on the next time on, because that wasn't this episode. Okay, now on to the negative. Fucking Rickon is in Ramsay's possession. Bullshit, I say. Fucking bullshit. I mean, it's good they didn't just forget about Rickon, I the guess that's how the story's going, but how did they kill Shaggy Dog? Was there a fight? Was there a struggle? Was the one wolf that's often described to be the most vicious and wild out of all of them just not put up a fight? And fucking Rickon got captured? And how did the Umbers catch him? Okay, wait a second. Oh, alright, maybe I'm second guessing this. In the end of season 3, I think Bran tells Rickon and Osha to go to Last Hearth, which is the home of the Umbers. Okay, fine. That's how the Umbers got him. But what you can't do, what you can't get around with this explanation is you can't get around the idea of consequences. Now, this is one of the show's biggest problems. In the recent seasons, characters make decisions that have no consequences. Okay, so let me give you an example. Fucking Brienne last season. For half of last season, she's just been standing, staring at a window, waiting for a candle to be lit, waiting for Sansa to ask for her help. She's standing there, attentive, dutiful, waiting to save Sansa. And then what does she do? She abandons her duty to go take revenge on Stannis. She leaves the tower to go kill Stannis. And while that's a stupid decision, and that's not a decision I think that Brienne would make, it's still a decision that she made. It's a decision she made. She abandoned Sansa to kill Stannis. And then what happens? 5 minutes later, boom, she finds Sansa, no consequences. She just finds Sansa, saves the day, she kits her pie, and eats it too. Fucking bullshit! And then what happens with Ramsay? Ramsay goes out to fight Stannis, leaves his captive wife alone, leaves Theon alone unattentive, doesn't pay as much attention to Theon as he used to, goes out into the field. What happens? Sansa escapes. He loses his claim on the north. He goes wild, he kills his brother, he kills his dad, he kills his mother, and then, oh my god, Ramsay's going crazy. And then what happens next episode? Half the Lords of the North swear him fealty. And what happens? He gets a new Stark back. He has no consequences for not paying as close attention to Sansa. But he ends up in a better position. He ends up with the male heir to the North. He ends up as the Lord of the Dreadfort and as Warden of the North. Ramsay has lost nothing for all his mistakes. And if you want people to care about your characters, if you want people to believe that their actions have consequences and that they should be worried, you shouldn't put this fantasy fucking bullshit where nothing bad ever happens to them no matter how many mistakes they make. It destroys realism, it destroys your narrative continuity. Fuck. So let's move on to something else I didn't like. So Varys is talking to that woman where he's trying to convince her to like him, and he says, "I promise you, children are innocent. I would never hurt a child." To which I said, except for all those children in King's Landing whose tongues you cut out. Are you forgetting about them, Varys? And okay, you can say whatever. He's lying, right? He's lying to get her to trust him. That's perfectly understandable, except for the people that think that Varys doesn't lie. But, it's perfectly understandable. Varys is lying to that woman. It's fine. Very next scene, we see all of Varys' little birds, and they can talk. They don't have their tongues cut out. Apparently, Varys just gave them candy, and that's how he kept them loyal. What?! So, Varys was telling the truth? He didn't cut out the children's tongues? Oh my god, they're trying so hard to make Varys seem like a good guy and relatable or whatever, that taking away all his bite? No, Varys is cruel. Varys is a player of the game, and he understands that playing the game and winning the game takes sacrifices and takes killing. And Varys has done that in troves in the books. He cuts out children's tongues, he kills Kevin Lannister, he kills Pycelle, and no, fucking in the show, he's just as goody two-shoes fucking hanging out with Tyrion cracking jokes about how he doesn't have a cock. That's not interesting. That's not, compelling television. That's just, bullshit. And so after that, in the very next scene, it's revealed that Robert Strong is indeed Sir Gregor. And, okay, they can reveal that. The books have definitely teased it, but it's like, people don't really know, right? Like, there's still a chance that George is fucking with us, and he is just like someone else, and not Gregor, which would be really funny. But, no, it's pretty clearly Gregor, but they just say his name casually in, like, half a word, and they just reveal it. Which, first of all, pissed me off. And then second of all, we go into the council chamber, where we see Pycelle and Kevin, still alive, by the way, for some fucking reason. Pycelle and Kevin are still alive at the small council. And then they just mention casually that they know the mountain is Gregor. What? Like, so all of King's Landing just knows that he's the mountain and that the mountain's not dead? You don't think Dorne would be a little pissed off about that, knowing that the murderer of Oberyn is still alive? Oh, no, wait, they're too busy killing their lord and their lord's son. But anyway, so in that few scenes, we get 3 betrayals from the books. We find out that Varys has never harmed a child. Bullshit. We find out that Pycelle and Kevin are still alive. Bullshit. And we find out that Gregor is indeed Robert Strong. Bullshit! So just like right there in the course of like 2 minutes and 2 scenes, we get like just 3 middle fingers. And it was awful. Back to something else I liked. I liked the scene with Tommen in the Great Sept of Baelor. That was pretty cool. How the High Sparrow just kind of manipulated him and played on his emotions. That was pretty cool. They picked a good fucking actor for that role. And you can tell how he's not really a godly man. He's a manipulator. Like, he has more political aspirations than godly ones, how he's just an asshole. I thought that was very interesting and very well portrayed. And back to shit I don't like. And also, this is just a quick addendum. Why the fuck is Ilyn Payne not on Arya's list? There's no justification for this. Other than, I think I heard somewhere once that the actor who played Ilyn Payne got cancer. But they've replaced they replaced the Mountain 3 times. I think they can mention Ilyn Payne and then just recast him. Why the fuck isn't Ilyn Payne on the list? The man who murdered Arya's father isn't on her death list. Are you joking me? Come the fuck on, guys. So Jon wakes up, and Jon decides he wants to hang the people who stabbed him. Now, there are a couple problems with this, right? Jon Snow was raised by Ned Stark. And what is one of Ned Stark's most famous quotes? The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. And he hangs them. A Stark would not hang a traitor. A Stark would behead them. The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. No, he just fucking hangs them. Stupid. Another thing. Look back. Go back to the end of Season 5. When Jon gets stabbed. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. He gets stabbed 6 or 7 times. Maybe even 8, but I think it's 6 or 7. He gets stabbed 6 or 7 times, and yet he hangs 4 people. What happened to the other 2, Jon? You just letting them off with a stern warning? Maybe take a ruler to their wrist? What happened to the other people who stabbed you? What happened to them, Jon? No, you're just gonna ignore them? Just gonna keep... Oh, no, they're still in Night's Watch. Oh, I only remembered 4 of them. Only 4 of them had names in this show. Fuck you, Jon. Fuck you, show writers. What the fuck are you doing here? And not only that, this bullshit scene is what ends the episode. Fucking not the huge reveal of Rickon Stark being back. Not that huge bombshell, stupid as it may be. That huge bombshell, that earth-shattering revelation that the Boltons are now in possession of the last known Stark. No, fucking we're gonna end it on some weird fanfiction Jon Snow coming back to life and hanging Ollie. Aw, Ollie. That's how the episode ends. It's like the writers have no concept of what's important and what's not important in their world. It's like they just don't know. Overall, I mean, not the absolute worst episode, but pretty bad. Not as bad as, fucking the first episode of this season, which, I still have nightmares about. But pretty bad. Yeah. Suppose I'll see you next time, fellas. Talk to you then. Dum 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 dum.